India versus Pakistan when it comes to economy and its economic might. All those people who are ill-informed, uninformed about the might of India, and especially from Pakistan, people who write on Twitter saying that we are an equal country, let me remind you of what your position is in terms of economy. India as a country is around 11 times bigger than you as far as the GDP is concerned. 10.8 to be precise, around 11 times bigger than you. India's per capita income today is at about $2,750, while Pakistan's per capita income is around 1,500. That's a cool 1,200, which is almost 40 to 50% lower. Point number 3. If you look at India's inflation, as any growing economy which is growing at a galloping pace about 7 to 8% per year, India's inflation is 5.4%. And do you know what is Pakistan's inflation, current inflation? 25.4%. 2 days ago, Pakistan borrowed $2.1 billion from IMF. They begged for that $2.1 billion. What is $2.1 billion? 18,000 crores roughly. Do you know what is our monthly GST collection? The last month GST collection was 2.3 lakh crores. That's more than 13 or 14 times higher than what you borrowed to survive. What is Pakistan's foreign exchange reserve? $15 billion, out of which about 7 to 8 is earmarked by the FATF in terms of the Financial Action Task Force watching your actions on how you are curbing terrorism. What is India's foreign exchange reserve? $688 billion, 45 times higher than you. What is India's growth rate in terms of GDP? We are growing at 7 to 8% with a size of $3.7 trillion, while you are 1/10 and growing lower. India today is an economic powerhouse. With 144 crore people, India's consumption is unbelievable. What is India's export? Our export stands at 700 billion, while you are 35 billion. You are no comparison in terms of export. If I start rolling out data in terms of how much you owe to the world and how long has this country been borrowing to survive, you will be put to shame. The point is not to put a country to shame. The point is that the truth must be told. As I told yesterday when I was discussing with Arnab Goswami, that India progressed when we moved from the UPA to UPI. In 2008, when we had the terrorist attack, when Kasab and his team and gang members and those terrorists walked in and shut us down in Mumbai, what did we do? We sent dossiers after dossiers. But this time, as the Prime Minister had promised, hum ghus ke marenge, humne mara. Why is this important? Every Indian should remember that your tax money, whether it is direct income tax or indirect GST, is going towards saving your children, your wife, your husband, your family member, and your life. Every Indian's life matters. And that is why, as a responsible tax-paying citizen, we should ensure that we pay our tax dues. And remember, as I said, that India progressed when we moved from UPA to UPI. And if we had to purchase Pakistan, we can purchase you over UPI and Google Pay. Do not forget that this is a nation which is roaring and growing at a pace which cannot be imagined by our neighbors. From Aman ki Asha, we have moved to Brahmos ki Asha. That is the power of India, the power of every single Indian who is earning. Whether it is technology, whether it is service industry, whether it is GCCs, whether it is export, whether it is consumption, whether it is the fastest growing economy, and we are the world's 4th largest economy by size, having beaten even our colonial masters. So Pakistan has to be silent and not wag its tail and threaten us with terrorism. Enough is enough. The mighty shall roar and ensure that you are crippled for life. But having said that, a sensible neighbor is good for the Southeast and the South Asian peace. Remember one thing, we are here to live and let live. Vasudeva Kutumbaga is our slogan. But if neighbors who are a rogue and don't understand, you will be taught a lesson. And as I said, it is not only POK which will be with us, it will soon become IOP, India Occupied Pakistan.